Hey, welcome back to the garage. It's that time of the year. It's getting colder out. The rides get shorter and fewer. There's not as much sunlight to ride with, so I start to get into that mode of, all right, what do I want to work on over the winter? I ride all winter long, but I'll rotate bikes so I can have one down for heavy maintenance and the other one is still rideable. I won't tour because my wife, oddly enough, doesn't want to ride a motorcycle when it's 25 or 30 degrees out. So I do a lot of my solo riding in the winter as well. I've got a long list of projects, that I've created for myself, and everything from the battery on here, this release, moving a wire. I've got a chain to fix. I've got to do some cleaning and an oil change. All the bikes need oil changes for winter. So that's my project list. And I was also thinking about getting a wall system like I did over here. I really like that, and I was thinking about putting that over there as well. So the projects come down to like three categories really. There's sort of the reliability category, ensuring that I can operate the bike and I can trust it. When I hit the button, it starts. That's like the most important part of the whole maintenance thing, and that's where I focus most of my efforts. Then there's sort of the general maintenance items, things I want to do to them. It's not critical, but it'd be nice to do. And then the last one is like lower level cleaning, that kind of thing. So let's talk about the projects I'm going to do. So first up on the list is the Goldwing battery. I've had it die twice this season where I left the ignition on as an idiot. The first time, the second time somebody else was the idiot, but same thing, left the ignition on. And the battery got drained all the way dead. And that is really hard on these batteries. It's an AGM, but still really not designed to be fully drained like that. So I feel like I want to yank it and get it in and get it tested. I ride all winter long, so the last thing I want to do is be, like 400 miles away in 20-degree weather and, I can't ride because the battery's dead. So that's number one on the list. It's a quick one to knock out as well. So this one's going to suck. In case you didn't know, the Goldwing, when the battery's dead, you can't get in the saddlebag, and you can't get to the battery with the saddlebag closed. There is a key on your fob that you get in the back here, and when you turn this bad boy, it's supposed to pop this saddlebag. Mine does not do that. I realized this the last time the battery died. It was very inconvenient for me. The time before that it worked, so somewhere in here something is wrong, which means I got to take the whole trunk apart to get in here, which is the seat, the backrest, all three trunk panels have to come off. It's a non-trivial operation, as I like to say, but I got to figure out what's wrong here, because if I get on the side of the road and I can't open that saddlebag, I'm in trouble. Which is what happened. The time before that, a little bit earlier in the summer, it worked fine, but now, not so much. So for the Aprilia, I only have a couple of projects. One is the chain. You can see that it's got some good chain slack going. I've had pretty good riding summer this year, so I need to get that adjusted. I am really hoping to get out on a track next year, so hopefully I can make that happen. But, over winter I still ride, and I want to make sure that it's not that sloppy. That's pretty bad. I don't know why I've been putting it off. It's a really easy thing to do, but yeah, I'll do it anyway. Soon, I hope. Over winter, definitely. So the only other big project for the Tuono is this internal fairing right here. At some point, I broke this tab right here. Either when I laid the bike down and it jarred it, broke it. Somebody told me that can happen. Or I broke it pulling it off, not sure which. But I want to get it fixed before I go on a track. This bike gets a lot of air through here when you're at speed and pulls a lot of pressure on this wing, and so I want to make sure it doesn't pop off while I'm on a track next year. That would be damn inconvenient, at that speed. So that's the other big project. It's just a pain in the ass because I got to order parts. They have to come from Italy. It's kind of a pain in the backside. There's tariffs and shipping and all that other crap, so it takes a while to get them in. And that, by the way, is ordering from my local dealer, who's one of the top Aprilia dealers in the States. So yeah, that's the other project here. Got to get the parts ordered. So this next one is not a critical project by any stretch of the imagination. Basically, I've got this light up here, and the wire when I installed it, I tucked it back here and it seemed to work, but as soon as you get out on the highway and really start to move, this wire just falls down. So this wire is like always just kind of hanging out here. It doesn't have any damage on it, it just looks crappy. So what I want to do is put it up in here, route it up through the bike like I did on the other side. I've been avoiding it, honestly, because it is a major pain in the backside. You have to take off the mirror, the inner cowl, the outer cowl, and there's another panel inside you have to take off to get the top shelter off so you can tuck the wire in. So you basically have to tear this whole top piece of the bike apart to get this wire up in here, which is why it is where it is. I also need to do an oil change on all three bikes. So, I've got the Goldwing, the Tuono's over here, and my son parks his bike here over the winter to get it indoors. So I will change his oil as well and get it all the way through, clean it, do all that stuff to it. So another thing I'm thinking about doing is this wall. My garage, as you can see, is full. It's pretty full on that side. This side is pretty empty because if I pull a car in here, I can't have shelving over here. So I bought that shelving unit, that OmniWall unit over there a little while ago, and I really, really love it. And I'm thinking about doing an OmniWall system right here to hang all my hand tools on, since I'm always working over here anyway. So I was thinking I might do that this winter. Obviously this is low priority, but all right, that's my winter project list. We start with reliability. I've got the battery, the emergency release cable, the chain. Those are like 3 high priority projects I really need to do. Got some lower priority projects as well. I got to reroute a wire on the bike there. I've got oil changes for all 3 bikes. And then I've got, general cleaning and maintenance like that. What are your projects for winter? Am I missing anything? Anything you can think of that I should work on? What are your favorite things to do over winter? We all get bored with our winters. If we're riding, we can't ride as much. Do you ride in the winter? That's something I do. I ride all winter long. Let me know. Do you ride when it's cold out? I imagine places where it snows a lot. It's not really practical. Like if you live in Canada, it's not happening. But let me know. All right, have a good one. Keep your wheels down.